The world speaks of North Korea in whispers, as if it's a secret too dangerous to say aloud. It's a place wrapped in mystery, shrouded by stories and rumors that only deepen its enigma. I heard tales of immense control, of a society hidden from the world's gaze. But it wasn't fear that called me. It was curiosity, a need to see with my own eyes what life was truly like behind the headlines. I wanted to understand the human story beyond the political one, to witness the daily lives that rarely make the news. This journey was about connection, not just adventure or ticking off a destination. I hope to find moments of genuine interaction, however brief. To see a place is to make it real, to dismantle the mental walls built by distance and misunderstanding. I wondered about life beyond curated images and dramatic news, what was ordinary, what was extraordinary, and what was simply human. What are their dreams, their laughs, their struggles, and their joys? What do they hope for, and what do they fear? I felt a responsibility to witness with an open heart, to approach each moment with empathy and humility. This would not be a typical trip. Every step was guided, every word carefully weighed, every interaction observed. My goal was simple: to observe, to listen, and to share with respect, always striving to separate people from politics and see the individuals behind the system. Even a sliver of reality can challenge assumptions and build empathy, opening doors to understanding where there were only walls before. This trip was my attempt to build bridges, to find shared humanity in a place so often defined by its differences, and to return home with a story that might inspire others to look beyond the surface. Traveling to North Korea is a challenge, and I added a $500 budget. This wasn't just financial, it framed my journey, forcing careful decisions. In North Korea, choice is limited. My budget mirrored this reality. It was a personal version of the restrictions visitors face. Every purchase was weighed against dwindling funds, a constant stress. This constraint grounded me, preventing a lavish holiday mindset. I had to engage deeply with the itinerary, appreciating simple provisions. The budget was a tool for empathy, reminding me understanding comes from living without. It made me a more conscious observer, focusing on what truly mattered. This financial limit mirrored the larger theme, living within boundaries. It was a quiet teacher, showing that understanding often comes from what we learn to live without. The journey into North Korea begins with surrendering control. Forbidden items are left behind. Inspections are methodical. The train from China to Pyongyang crosses an invisible line. Soldiers board, checking passports with quiet authority. Our guides met us with polite, practiced smiles, our constant companions. Rules were clear: no wandering, no photos of soldiers, respect leaders. We were guests with unbreakable house rules, a gentle containment. Every part of our journey was pre-planned, a version prepared for us. The streets were clean, traffic orderly, people moved with purpose. It was a sensory overload of curated reality, a polished facade. The real story, I knew, would be found in the cracks. This initial immersion was a powerful lesson in control. My home in Pyongyang was the Yanggakdo International Hotel, a place that was both isolated and luxurious. It stood tall, a beacon of comfort amidst the unknown, yet it felt like a world apart from the city it overlooked. We couldn't leave without guides. It felt like a gilded cage, a beautiful prison where freedom was just out of reach. The guides were our constant companions, ensuring we saw only what was meant to be seen. Each day followed a strict schedule, visiting grand monuments and museums. These sites were impressive, yet the rigid itinerary left little room for personal exploration or unexpected discoveries. Our guides shared official history with pride. We listened and bowed, participating in a carefully orchestrated narrative. Their stories were filled with reverence, painting a picture of a proud nation. It was a performance of tourism, devoid of spontaneity. Every moment was planned, every interaction choreographed, leaving little space for genuine connection or surprise. Interactions with locals were fleeting, managed, and polite. They were brief glimpses into lives we could never fully understand, always under the watchful eyes of our guides. Conversations rarely strayed from tasks. An invisible wall remained. This barrier was a constant reminder of the divide between visitor and resident, between the curated and the real. Meals were plentiful, traditional, and delicious, yet contrasted with stories of shortages. The food was a feast for the senses, a highlight of the day, but it also raised questions about the reality outside our experience. The food was a highlight, but I wondered about meals in nearby homes. What did the locals eat? How did their daily lives compare to the carefully presented image we were shown? My experience was curated, not common, a constant reminder of the controlled environment we navigated. It was a journey through a world designed for outsiders, not a true reflection of life in Pyongyang. The days were long, filled with information, but lacked personal discovery. We absorbed facts and figures, yet the deeper stories remained elusive, hidden beneath the surface. The hotel was a self-contained world, comfortable yet confining. It was a refuge from the outside, yet its walls seemed to echo with the stories we couldn't hear. This contrast was unsettling, a reminder of the curated experience. It left me pondering the true essence of Pyongyang, a city of contrasts and complexities, seen only through a carefully crafted lens. The most memorable moments were the unplanned glimpses of everyday life. Children walking home from school, their laughter echoing in the streets, and women gathering at public pumps to collect water, sharing stories and smiles, men riding bicycles through bustling city streets and serene rural paths. These were real, unscripted moments that spoke volumes. At a park on a public holiday, the atmosphere was vibrant and full of life. Families gathered for picnics, children played games, music filled the air, and people danced with joy, creating a tapestry of happiness. A group of children approached us, their eyes wide with curiosity and their laughter infectious, giggling as they came closer. We communicated through simple gestures and warm smiles, forming a connection that transcended language barriers, a simple yet profound human connection. The Pyongyang Metro was another powerful experience. The stations were ornate, with intricate designs and grand architecture. But it was the people who truly captivated me, each with their own story and presence. For a few minutes, I was just another person on a train, sharing a moment in the daily rhythm of life. These glimpses were rare, unpolished scenes that lingered in my mind, offering a window into the authentic life of the people. They showed a human story beyond the political narrative, a story of warmth, family, and shared meals. Laughter, community, and daily existence added layers of complexity and humanity to the image of the country. These moments reminded me that a country is its people, living with dignity and pride, each day contributing to the rich tapestry of life. North Korea's reality is hard to comprehend. No advertising, only political slogans and murals. Information is controlled, no public internet, only a national intranet. Genuine reverence for leaders is complex, not easily dismissed. Economic disparity was stark, our comfort contrasted with local realities. The most forbidden truth lies beyond the official tour, in unanswered questions. It's a truth felt in silence, in what you do not see. In monitored conversations, you learn to communicate in other ways. A young woman at the bookshop gave me a genuine smile, a shared humanity. Our guides were professional, but human moments shone through. A guide asked about my family, sharing her own son's love for drawing. Children were easiest to connect with, their curiosity overcoming caution. A boy offered me a rice cake, a universal gesture of kindness. These connections were fragile but real, existing between official narratives. They taught me the human spirit seeks connection, even in controlled environments. Unspoken bonds are threads of hope, a testament to shared humanity. These moments were meaningful, showing humanity beyond politics. They were found in shared laughter, appreciative nods, and quiet sympathy. These connections were the most valuable souvenirs of my trip. Leaving North Korea felt surreal, like waking from a vivid dream. The contrast between North Korea and China was jarring. I left with more questions than answers. The mystery deepened. Every glimpse of reality was filtered through control. Was devotion real or performed? Contentment genuine or a mask? The emotional weight of the journey settled slowly, a mix of sadness, empathy, and humility. I was a privileged observer who could leave, they could not. The real cost of the trip was emotional, seeing what cannot be unseen. The journey changed me, replacing preconceived notions with a human picture. North Korea is not monolithic. It's a place of individual stories. My journey was just one sentence in a vast, unread book. The world is not black and white. It's infinite shades of gray. My trip was about asking better questions, replacing judgment with curiosity. We live in an age of information, yet remain divided. Truth is found in details, personal stories, and human connection. We must seek out these stories, listen to different voices, and see humanity. Understanding is the first step toward compassion and peace. My experience reinforced the power of witness, our duty as global citizens. Support journalism, art, and storytelling that build bridges, not walls. Stay curious, read, watch, listen, and travel if you can. Talk to people whose lives differ from yours. Seek to understand. The world is vast, full of stories waiting to be heard. By opening our hearts, we learn about others and ourselves.